William Whalen here, back for GetMoreSports.com, and big news in the college basketball world as Mississippi State's position came open just last week, and this week, of course, they filled that position with none other than Ben Howland, the former coach at UCLA and Pittsburgh, led UCLA to 3 straight Final Fours. Before kind of watching his program get caught up in a lot of controversy around the likes of Reeves Nelson, there was a lot of turmoil inside and outside of that program. The media was given really a lot of freedom to expose some of the flaws that had taken over in Westwood, and in the end, it was too much for Howland. The fact that he can win the regular season Pac-12 title and advance in the NCAA tournament, lead the conference in scoring in his final year, and still not be brought back, that really says a lot about Howland's situation at UCLA. But here's why he can be successful at Mississippi State. Number one, behind Kentucky and probably Florida as well, the SEC is wide open for schools to rise up into the top 3, top 4 every single year. Mississippi State has some history. They've got local talent, to be sure, especially in Jackson. There are guys for him to recruit and bring to Mississippi State to have some success in the SEC. But how can we trust him to do that when he didn't keep it going at UCLA at the end? Well, number one, Mississippi State does not have to deal with the type of pressure that UCLA does. There's not going to be nearly as much external and internal pressure on him to succeed and succeed in big, big ways. Number two, the club scene, the AAU scene, the recruiting scene in the South is not even in the same stratosphere as it is in Southern California. The amount of people from AAU coaches to runners to parents to influential former alums and just local legends in LA that you have to please, it's not the same world down in Mississippi. So he doesn't have to deal with that kind of stuff on a day-to-day basis, and he can focus much more on his program, on developing the talent that he can bring there and getting guys that fit his needs rather than having to cater to those in the community around him that ultimately really hurt him at UCLA and really were one of the big reasons why he wasn't brought back. I love the hire from Mississippi State. I think Ben Howland's one of the great defensive minds in college basketball. I think him getting back into coaching, getting back into the SEC is really good for national coverage because, number one, you already have John Calipari and Billy Donovan, 2 of the great personalities in college basketball. And then prior to this year, you bring back Bruce Pearl, another great personality, another great coach. Now Ben Howland, one of the great coaches that we've seen over the last decade. The SEC is trending up, and it's great to see them starting to get some name recognition in college basketball once again.